seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the boss's sneer. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror premiere. Office gossip, Twitter jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. You jump and jump, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Office gossip, career jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa have seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the boss's here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror premiere.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of I Hate It Here. My name's Erika.
Hi, Marissa.
Thank you for hopping on the Hotmess Express.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hotmess Express. Choo choo.
All right, Marissa, here we are, another week, we are going into June.
It's crazy. Crazy.
How did this happen? I mean,
I don't know, but my kids are officially in summer vacation.
Yep. Did they even go to the last day today?
They did because they had finals.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that they usually like to, they'll skip out on the last day of school. And my nephew likes going on the last day of school. But he came back today all sad because he goes into high school next year. So he's just like, it's so bittersweet. Yeah, he's not going to be a big fish in a little pond anymore. He's got to go into high school now. And then, he's only got a month of summer really because he is, I don't know if I mentioned it, but he's been drumming since he was like 4.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in lessons and stuff. And he is in the high school band now. They're like part of the percussion. So like he only has 1 month off and then they have to start practicing. So he's like devastated, but but he's not going to get to bum around the house.
Right.
Like he has to be in some activity. Something physical, but yeah. So, all right, Marissa, what do you have to rant about this week?
That honestly, the fact that they do finals, first of all, the way that they set up this last school year, like these last few days is kind of bizarre because they had them do a long weekend and then they went back for 3 days because they had finals, right? So they do that so that the kids won't like miss school, so that they'll continue to go to school, right? But in high school, they don't go the full day, right? So they have finals, but they can exempt certain exams for certain periods because they don't take all the finals in one day. They do like first period and third period on Tuesday and so on and so forth. So my oldest basically went to school for an hour and then I had to go pick him up, which is crazy. That sucks. So I can't even. So now I understand why around this time you see, like if you go through that area where the high school is, there's like a shopping center there. You would see all the little kids roaming around and just like free range there and just walking around. And you're like, what the hell? What are they doing? I guess that's why, because a lot of the parents work. So I can't imagine. Thankfully, I had the luxury of being able to go pick them up and have the ability to go pick them up. But a lot of the parents at work, like downtown or, further away or something like that, they can't. And they don't provide transportation. So it's horrendous.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Horrendous.
Oh, that sucks.
So I don't know why they did that, but let them take it from home for an hour. Let them take it from home. Absolutely. They're going to cheat either way. They have their phones. It does not matter.
They're going to cheat either way.
They are. Whether you're looking at them or not, they're going to do whatever they want to do. So just let them take it at home. Don't do that stressor because it was chaotic to say the least.
Oh, well, sorry about that, Marissa. I guess we're going to get a taste of that next year once Dan is in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy because he's in high school. That's so wild to me.
Oh,
I know. It's crazy. But let's see. Okay, so here's what I did rant about. Oh, my God. Guys, it's on myself. I don't know why I do the things I do sometimes. So I think I mentioned it on the show like a couple shows back or a couple months back that I got hacked, like my bank account got hacked. So I had to get new cards, blah blah blah, right? Well, in doing that, I thought I had switched everything off the new one, the old to the new, right? I thought I had everything. But of course you always miss something, right? I missed the fucking the tollways.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they automatically would deduct a certain amount from my accounts. Like I set up like take X amount every month. Once it's low, just like take out that amount again,
Reload,
right?
yeah.
That's how I had allocated funds, right? So been driving around town, zipping through Houston, zipping through tollways for a year.
No.
For 1 year.
Oh no, you got the bill.
Oh, I got like you're gonna be reported to fucking credit, like your credits could be reported. I was like, what the fuck? And I was getting like some from like Harris County, like little letters, but I'm like, I thought they were because I had signed up for like paperless. And every time they would take out money, they would send me like, like a letter.
Yeah.
A statement, we took out money. So I really seriously thought that's what it was. So I wasn't even opening them.
Oh shit.
I just throw them away. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I opened my letter. Yeah, they're like, bitch, you better pay because we're gonna send you to collections. So I was like, oh fuck. So I'm like totally panicking, jump on today. And it's like 100 and like it's almost $200 now. I'm all fuck.
Because they tack on the fees too. It's not just like these are the tolls that you had. These like they tack on all these fees and it's crazy.
So then I jump on to try to pay, and their site isn't working. Their site is bullshit. It's not like so. I'm gonna have to give it a try tomorrow. If not, I'm gonna have to like call. I'm trying to do everything I can to avoid going to some sort of office. Going to some sort of like in person. But like, yeah, they're gonna fucking report my ass. I'm like, I thought I was like, I thought I was gonna end up in jail, but I thought it was gonna be for like evading jury duty, not for like my tolls.
Not for this.
Tolls.
Not for tolls.
Yeah, so the rent basically is on myself. Like I need to get my shit together. I'm just I don't know why I procrastinate on something like on certain things. Like there's certain things that I'm completely on the ball about. And there's certain things that I'm like, And that's what happens.
I do it because I don't like them. So I'm like, this is tomorrow Marissa's problem, not today.
And then a year later, you're paying almost $200 tolls, Marissa.
On tolls,
about to be reported. But all right, let's get into the stories. We haven't done a lot of work stories lately.
We have not.
No. So we're going to jump into those. And this story really infuriated me, especially with like this day and age and trying to find a job in this fucking economy. So let me get right into it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So the story starts, I saw a job posting for an HR assistant and sent in my resume. I got a call from the HR director telling me they wanted me to come in for an interview. I didn't think there was anything suspicious about it because the company was real and everything and gave me a physical address. The salary was average for the industry and there were none of the usual red flags. Okay. So I take the day off work to go to this interview. I show up early and the receptionist gives me a paper to fill out. Then, despite being led to believe that I was interviewing with my future boss, I was informed that they've gotten so many applicants that they're going to do a group interview and then whittle it down from there.
Oh, no.
That's when I would have been, well, I mean, she probably needs a job. Well, she's got a job, but I don't know. I would have pieced out right there.
That's my first thing is I'm out.
That's the red flag. Exactly. I'm thinking that there'll be 10 people in there max and not really worried. When I get to the other room, there are 45 people in there and there was a team of employees with a detailed speech and PowerPoint ready to go.
45 people?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I realized then that they had this all prepared before and never had any intention of having a normal interview. I'm thinking I want to leave, but since they took my ID to make a copy of it, this was before I saw the group of people, they said I would have to wait until after the presentation because the receptionist had gone to lunch and left the IDs locked in her office.
Oh, no.
No, you don't need my ID for a fucking interview.
Mm-mm.
I'm not handing that over. No, thank you.
For
No.
an interview? Absolutely not.
No.
No.
So I listened to this presentation, and it's basically a sales job for real life insurance for union members. So yeah, they totally bait and switched these poor people who are like in need of a job.
Yeah.
That is such bullshit. The regional agent manager got up and started talking about how college degrees give you arrogance and help people with them think they're too good for honest work. He continued telling us that unlike the rest of the chumps with degrees, he didn't end up digging wells in Africa. Don't people usually do that for free in like Peace Corps or for charities? Or living in a box, and he had made good by taking advantage of this exciting business opportunity. As you can probably imagine, it only got worse from here.
Oh, no.
That's
I
why.
can already envision the man given this presentation, and I immediately want to hit him.
Yep. He proceeded to say that if anybody did him wrong, they would never do business in this town again. And then he said, I'm serious because I'm very well connected and I drive an Audi.
Okay.
Then another guy came in and talked about how he went from making $30,000 a year at the first step of the program to making $150,000 after 18 months. And how anyone can do that if they have the right work ethic. He described the product we'd be selling, and to be honest, I didn't believe a word of it. The cost of this was allegedly $500 a year for the customer, but it claimed to be consistently giving them money for various things. Where was all that money coming from? Not the premiums. And they were heavily targeting this towards working class people who didn't know much about insurance. They actually said this. The whole thing had an era of, they actually said that they're aiming to do, like they were targeting that demographic.
Yeah.
The whole thing had an era of snake oil. We're here for the working man, but it was so sleazy. He also made a big deal about how they never, ever advertise and are barely known because of how great they are. Personally, I think it's because if they were more widely known, they'd be visible and someone might get into whatever it is that they're doing, right? They'd be investigated.
Right.
Mr. Audi comes back telling us how he doesn't even really need to hire anyone, but that if anyone here is good enough and has the right stuff, he might be able to work with them. This is so gross, guys. Like, this honestly infuriates me to no extent.
That is, it's disgusting because you know that there's people that are like, this could be my lucky like break. This is the break that I need. And playing with people like that is just wrong.
It's so gross. He said that if you gave 100%, he could work with you. But if you gave 99%, he would have to show you the door because you were just wasting Warren Buffett's time. Warren Buffett is allegedly the principal investor in this company. Marissa.
I would have lost it.
Oh my God. He then says that we'll have to buy some dubious sounding license for $500.
Of course.
The scam just keeps like going. And went on and on about how honest and straightforward the company was. They finally let us go at like 1:30. I had arrived at 10. And it turned out that they didn't even have any HR jobs open, nor any of the other jobs they had posted for. Why do companies do this? Wouldn't it be better to advertise for insurance salesmen and say that experience isn't necessary? What is the point of all these lies? Do they really get anything out of it? Surely they could make more than $500, more than the $500 licensing fees if they actually just hired insurance people.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think it's insurance. I think this is
No,
the
it's
pyramid
some
scheme. It feels like a pyramid scheme. It feels like this, MLMs, like marketing schemes, marketing companies that are like, oh my God, you can make a killing and do this. You just gotta pay this to be part of it, and it's like the initiation fee, and then bring other people. It feels like that's where they're getting their money from, because, and they do that intentionally. How bizarre that the receptionist went to lunch
Oh
for
yeah.
for like 3 hours
At 10 a.m., get the fuck out of here.
at 10 a.m. What kind of lunch is that?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, there were so many red flags. I mean, but people are desperate, right? It's a desperate time right now. You and I were just fucking bitching about everything being so expensive. And like it's a desperate time. People need, like, they're financially strapped. They need these jobs.
Right.
And to do that to people, to get them in there and like cattle call them, make them give up their fucking license for you to hold them hostage. I wonder if they can find like some sort of like kidnapping or some sort of like charge like that, or like there has to be something that they couldn't like go to authorities about, because they're being held against their will at that point, right? Because somebody took their license.
Right.
And then to not only like do that to them, but have them in that room and start berating them. Like, that's so crazy. I mean, but this is a day and age, right, that we live in. I mean, look at our fucking president. I mean, this is probably like Trump insurance that they're fucking pushing.
But they throw, I cannot with the fact that they throw Warren Buffett's name out there, like he himself, like, okay, sir, relax.
You're like, how am I going to sleep at night knowing I let Warren Buffett down?
the same way I do now. Let me tell you.
You're like, I don't know how I'm going to live with myself. That is so crazy.
It's people taking advantage of people's situations, because if you're, a head of household, if you, not just a head of household, but like if you are in a position where you're out of a job, where you don't have maybe benefits, or you don't have any income coming in, or you are like in a very dire situation, that's where they prey. Like it's very predatory, right? Because they're like looking at them, telling them all of these dreams of like, oh, you can make up to $150,000 a year, and I did that in a year, and and this is super easy, and this is insurance, whatever it is that they were selling. But then, invest this much money. You know what I mean? And for someone to be like, well, again, someone in a dire situation that's like, well, I can maybe make it back because I can sell maybe 2 or 3 of these, and I make the money back. Like, people really go into that thinking. But unfortunately, these types of scams for jobs have been happening for years. Years and years and years.
And I mean, they've been happening for years. I guess we're just hearing more about it now because, of course, like social media, you're getting more, people out there like talking about how they've been scammed for like, like signing up to be a closer. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what do you mean you're signing up to be a closer? And like, why would you even do that, dummy? Like,
right. Or have you seen the Amazon packages? Like, oh, we'll ship them. You just ship them out of your home. Like, that was a new one when Amazon started to like gain a lot of popularity. Like, it's been crazy. But it's so interesting because my brother actually had this happen to him, but that's before when you used to look for jobs on the paper. Because I'm saying, like, this happens a lot. And he was a teenager, like it was way back in the day. And it happened to him. Like they were like, oh, people we're hiring, and they put like a so-and-so per hour, right? So you had all of these people show up there, and they called and they're like, yeah, we're going to schedule you for this time and this time. And they schedule them in 30-minute intervals. And then once they got there, they had people wait for like 2 hours, and then they grouped them all into a room.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it was to sell the vacuums, the old school vacuums.
Oh, yeah. Those
they used to do door to door.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
damn.
been happening forever.
Yeah, I just like that infuriates me. Playing with people like that, it's so wrong. And then I just like the hardships are real right now. And I think that's really why I'm like, this story like hit me hard and really angered me. Just It's Kirby. There we go.
Yes,
Michelle.
yes, it was the Kirby
I
vacuums.
couldn't remember the names. I'm like, I know.
Me
it's
neither. It was
so
like, it was
weird.
the vacuums. They're super popular. Yes, it was the Kirby vacuums. He got sucked into selling Kirby vacuums. Who did he sell it to? My mom. That's it.
She's the only one who bought. Aw.
She's the only one who bought it.
A friend of mine was selling Cutco knives.
That was the thing too. I'm telling you, it's been around. I think it's horrible that is happening. I think it's again predatory, but I think it's also we have to be cautious, right? Like as soon as you see these red flags, leave. Like as soon as they ask you for your ID and like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this. No, ma'am. First of all, why do you need my ID? Like
I would never.
What is this? What am I interviewing for?
Like absolutely the fuck not. You will get this information if I get hired, and you need it for like my background check and like once I've been offered the position and I've moved on, like you don't need it now. You don't need me to sit here and interview.
Well, I get because it has happened depending on what type of job you're interviewing for that to gain access to like the building or they have to have some sort of record, but I've never heard of them like, oh, I'm gonna go take a copy. They typically just like scan it into the system and just like
they give you like a temporary pass or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't hold it on, like they don't hold on to it for hours while she goes to lunch at 10 a.m. So
I'd be like, you fucking big fat bitch. Like, no, ma'am. You're not supposed to go to lunch at 10 a.m. and leave me here without my ID. No.
So I just hope that there's more of these stories do come out and people are talking about it and so other people don't fall prey to it, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also report these people. Whatever method they're using to gain applicants, report it as a non-existing post, like it's not a real job, so that you can warn others as well. Because that's insane. Like to go through the process, you took the day off. Like it's a lot. Interviewing sucks, guys. I don't know about all of you, but interviewing sucks. It sucks because you have to get ready. And this is why a lot of these places that have moved into these 4, 5, 6 interviews are just ridiculous. Because the fuck you mean you need to see me 4 or 5 different times?
No, and then and not only 4 to 5 times, right? Are like they're jumping to like interview process, but then you have to go through a panel. I'm like, I am in marketing. I'm not fucking solving world hunger issues. I do not need to go through a panel interview with 6 people for a marketing manager position. I don't think so.
Right.
No.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
But that's what I'm saying. It's insane because even that is stressful enough because you have to fit it into your schedule and it's 4 to 5 different days already. Like, and if you're hiring for like a job that doesn't require it, like I've seen that happen with jobs that are like super entry level too, with like associate roles and like entry level roles. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Like these kids just came out of college for the most part. Like people that need the job, like stop it.
James says Maya Angelou should have worked in HR. She would have hired the best people in 5 minutes. Would she have though? I don't know. I think she would have been too lenient, maybe.
Who knows?
But speaking of work, guys, okay, so wait, anything in the chat before we move on, Marissa? Because I wasn't really paying attention.
No, it looks like James just made that comment of I'm not very well connected and I drive a Kia. So he drives an Audi.
Oh, I'm going through them now and I see Mia said that she'd make a scene to get out of there. I think you would too, Mia. I absolutely would too.
I wouldn't. First of all, you're not going to make me go through a presentation like that at 10 a.m. and let me go. Like, no. Especially when you're telling me it's a panel and there's 45 people in there. That's not a panel. This is a fucking cult. And I'm leaving. Give me my ID. Because we are fighting. I'm fighting somebody. But yeah, James from Pedro says, make Warren show me himself with that Warren Buffett line.
What is
Low wage plus
Warren Buffett?
commission.
What is he seeing? Is it Margaret? No, that's Jimmy Buffett. What is Warren Buffett seeing?
Huh?
What, like, I can't think of his tunes. Or who is he? Warren Buffett? No,
Warren
that's
Buffett,
he's the Walmart guy.
He's
okay. I'm thinking Jimmy
he's-
Buffett. I'm so dumb.
Yeah, you're different Buffett, girl. Different Buffett. No,
It's the heat.
totally different
Texas
Buffett.
heat.
No, he's like a investor that's in the trade market, stock market,
Yes.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Now I know. I was just like, wait, what is? I was very confused for all guys. Blonde moment. I'm sorry.
All right, we got you, girl. Low wage plus commission gig.
Yeah.
Probably. Adam, they probably created that $500 quote unquote license. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of license costs you $500? That's crazy.
And then of course, getting it from people who don't have the money, who they've now conned into thinking that they're going to make X amount of money after a year. And oh my God, these predators! I really hope that they get caught. I hope somebody reports them, just because, like, that's wild.
I'd scratch the shit out of that Audi in the fucking parking lot. 'Cause now you tell me what you drive, and that's on you.
I'm scratching all of them.
That is on you now. Scam. Yep, absolutely.
All right, guys. So moving on, we've got another like teeny tiny work one that I wanted. I've had this video saved for such a long time. I'm like, oh my God, we need to talk about it because it's another thing that pisses me the fuck off.
Okay.
So I'm just going to play the video and then it's going to set itself up and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Let's do it.
I'm not a team player because I refuse to donate my PTO time to a colleague. Let's call her Rachel. Rachel comes up to me during lunch and she's like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, sure, what's going on? She proceeds to tell me that, hey, I'm going through some family issues and someone in my family is sick and I need some more time off. I've used up all my PTO time. So I was wondering if you would be willing to donate your unused PTO time to me. And I told her, I was like, hey, I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I feel for you, but unfortunately I have some stuff planned for next year. And also that I have an older mother and father that, you know, their health is also up and down. She accepted it. She seemed disappointed, but she did accept it. I thought all was well. Then next thing you know, some colleagues of mine came up to me. Apparently, word got out. I'm assuming Rachel said something. And they said, wow, you're not a team player, are you? Couldn't you just sacrifice a couple of days? You're privileged to take a trip next year. So, you know, why don't you just donate a couple of your unused PTO time? I'm like, those are my PTO times that I earned working. It wasn't given to me. I had to earn those PTO time. And I feel I should be able to use it any which way I want to. On top of that, Rachel shouldn't have been coming around soliciting for PTO time. Those are things are done anonymously. No one should be going around asking for unused PTO time. When Rachel spoke to me, nothing was an emergency. No one was like unfortunately, no one was like in the hospital or anything. They were just going through some illnesses and a rough time, and that was it. And I told her, hey, I feel for you. I apologize. And, you know, she was fine with it. But they said, I'm not a team player.
Oh, hell
So
no.
what do you think?
I punch Rachel in the face. No, first of all, and I hate when people, I know why she referenced it that way of like, I had to earn my PTO because there's a lot of people that accrue their PTO, like with their checks and stuff. But you are not working for your PTO. That's part of your total compensation. So when you are hired, you can totally negotiate your PTO, and that is part of your total compensation. So no, I will not be giving my PTO to anybody because it's part of my total compensation, and whatever I want to do with it is my business. So if you're so fucking giving, nosy coworker, you give her your fucking PTO. Why? There's clearly other people that are aware of the situation. They can donate their PTO if they want to. And also, can you even transfer PTO? Like, that's insane. I've never
Well,
been in a
some
company where you can do
companies.
that.
Okay, so I'm in line with you. I think it pisses me off so bad. Like, how dare you? How dare you think that your time is more valuable than somebody else's? That
Exactly.
that you're just because this person is saving it for a vacation, but she also has sick parents, right? Like, what if something happens and she needs that time off? She's fucked, right? Because you thought you were more important, that you needed that time. Your illnesses and your family was more of a concern than hers, right?
Mhm.
And like, so I was furious with that. And I have actually worked but it was when I was at in Vegas.
Mhm.
So the majority of the casinos are labor, like
Mhm.
part of the union labor, right? So they have the union, like occur like the PTO, like flex time, right? So I was at the MGM for a long time, and they actually had some of the best, like they called it flex time. So you would get like X amount of like time for every week or hours that you worked, you'd get it back, and you could like cash them in at the end of the year, like certain times a year.
Yeah.
Or you can like donate to people who have like cancer, or you know what I mean, who have like serious illnesses and they need more time.
Yeah.
Um, but you like it just again, that shouldn't be on the employees to try to like help their employee, like another employee out, right? Like their coworker out. Why aren't companies being more giving? If somebody is that sick and hospitalized and going through, like I said, cancer, right? Like, let's use that as an example. Why
Mhm.
are they not looking out for their employees and giving them this time? Why does it have to come at the expense of everybody else that's working for you?
That I think that, yeah, I mean, first, I didn't know you could. I've never worked in a place where you can transfer PTO. I know
Mhm.
there's places where you can like sell it back, like they'll pay you if you go over, you're only allowed it to roll over a certain amount of time every year. And I've been in places where they'll actually pay you for the
Mhm.
hours so that you don't lose them. And I've been in other places where you just lose it. Like if you didn't use it, you lost it, and you can only roll over so much. But that's crazy to me. Like I 100% agree. If your company is not accommodating your special circumstance, and if you've been, you know, like responsible and done your shit, then that tells you what you need to know about that company. And you need to focus on your health, focus on the things that you need to do. But it's crazy to me that they're not like HR is not working with her on like, and the company's not working with her on like, hey, maybe we, give you like, we let you go negative and then you just kind of pay it back with further, like whatever it is that they need to do.
Yeah, like help them out with more FMLA, help them out with more short-term leave disability, long-term
Exactly.
disability. But for them to let people transfer PTO like that is so crazy to me. And to have have that employee going around and asking people, like, that's so out of hand. Also, you can't be putting people on the spot like that. Again, because you're putting people on the spot, and like, what makes you feel that you're more entitled to those hours than the person who actually worked them, right? This person who probably is working the role of four other people, probably underwater in her position, and yet you feel that her taking a trip isn't deserving. Like, she
Well,
doesn't deserve that time. Like, it's just so entitled, and to turn the other coworkers against her for not giving up or giving her those hours is bullshit.
I think there's two parts, right? Like it's
Mhm.
Rachel who,
Yeah.
like, first of all, if you need PTO and like you go ask and they tell you no, it is what it is. No means no. Cool deal. You should have left it at that. The fact that you went around and told everyone, oh, she's not a team player. She told me no. She turned me down. Da 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 da. Like that's bullshit. Like that's absolute bullshit. But also the other ones, mind your fucking business. Mind your fucking. How is this
Mhm.
pertaining to you? What did you think this intervention was going to come out of it? Because I would have been like, yes, I'm a selfish bitch. I will not give you my PTO. I will not give anybody my PTO. Thank you very much. Like
No, absolutely not. And for you to
the
be like,
audacity.
I'm sorry, but Rachel over here needs your time. Like, how dare you not give Rachel her time? How much time did you give her from your PTO?
Exactly.
That really like irritated the shit out of me. So I put the link to jump on in the chat. I know you did it earlier, but we
Yes,
just put it in there and didn't mention anything about it.
you're good.
So if you guys want to hop on and like spiral with us about these last two stories, or want to share your story, feel free to just click on the link and hop on the show with us. So anything in the chat, Marissa?
It looks like Mia says those people can get fucked, which I
Absolutely, they
absolutely
can get
agree
fucked.
with. Adam says, can you even transfer PTO? I think he had the same question I did. Katie says 100%. The entire concept of donating PTO is absurd and the employer should be embarrassed. Yes, 1,000%. Like that's insane. I've never worked in a place where you can donate PTO. I've been in like a shift thing where it's like, like shoots, this came up. Can we switch, shifts? Can you help me cover? Da da da. I've been in those situations, but I've never been in a situation where you can donate PTO. So I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I guess it's dependent on the industry or like the company.
Yeah.
But just wild to me. Like, how come Rachel's not taking short-term disability if she's got all these illnesses and needs a certain time off? I'm infuriated. To no point about this. Like, again, the entitlement that happens out in these streets now is so crazy to me.
It's the audacity. It's the audacity
Exactly.
to turn around and do this without zero consequence. Like that's insane.
I would never be like, hey, Marissa, I've got, and then like, well, there's sicknesses. I feel bad for whatever her family's going through. Like, it wasn't dire enough. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, there are levels of like her needing it. I mean, again, going to the cancer thing, if you're dying of cancer or like they're just being super unfair, maybe I might feel a little bad, but just because you've got a couple illnesses, like you got COVID, no.
First of all, I would never ask anybody for that. Like, I don't think I could ever put myself in a position to be like, hey, can I have your PTO? Like, that's insane to me. You know what I mean? Because everybody like you have your life, that's your personal time off. Like, that's the whole thing. It's your personal time off. That's for you to decide. I can share like, hey, I'm out of PTO and da da da. And if someone offers, like, I'd still be like, no, absolutely not. Because to your point, I would be having a conversation with the company about short-term disability, about FMLA. I'd be looking at what are the options that I have to be able to do that. You know what I mean? And it sounds like she needed maybe a day or two. So again, to your point, I don't think this is like maybe it's like hey, I need to go get like these tests done or whatever the case may be. Then get an unpaid day. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's also an option.
That is an option.
For you not to get paid for that day or those days.
This also made me think of something because MGM used to do this as well. And I don't know if other companies do, but have you ever worked for a company that also like you can donate money every like paycheck or whatever to like employee assistance? You've never worked in a company like that? I don't like that either. So like people who are like fellow employees who are going through a hardship, I guess you can like reach out to HR, let them know you're going through a hardship, apply for some of like this like grant money or like charity money, whatever that you're contributing to.
But so those are always funded by the company. I've never been in one where it's funded by people because the company gets a tax deduction for that.
That's also wild to me.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So that's like their own personal little, like, they get a tax break and they do
absolutely. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like you're donating to a charity out of your paycheck every month. And
no, ma'am, I'm the charity. Like, no.
Speaking of like the flexible PTO and all that we, or the flex time, they used to call it over there. made me think of that. I'm like, yeah, that was another thing that I thought was like so crazy.
So they used to have like, hey, you could donate X amount for
To
an
the
employee assistant.
employee
Like you
assistance
guys
fund.
are, wow, that
Mhm.
is crazy. So they're like, share your PTO
And
and
share your funds.
GoFundMe for yourselves. Go.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
I know. So crazy.
All right.
Oh.
Looks like a couple of comments. Mia says, why would you even have such a policy? You know, that is setting stuff up for some fucking awkward situations among staff. Dumb. Absolutely. Because how do you go to someone and be like, hey, can I have your PTO? Like, that's crazy to me.
Again, I would never. I could never.
Did you know people that did that?
That gave that asked for it, or
Yeah, did you have that happen to you where someone asked
no,
for
no.
PTO? Okay.
Luckily, I never nobody was like, "Can I have some of your flex hours?" Luckily, it was also accumulated a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So even like when I left the MGM to go to I went to the Win after that. I cashed out a shit ton of money from
Okay.
flex. You just accumulate a lot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but still, like nobody did ask, and I was never in that situation. And with like the employee assistance fund, I was like, I'd rather if I'm going to donate, I'm going to donate to like a
The
shelter
person. Yeah,
personally,
directly.
like write a check to them. I'm
Yeah.
not giving it to a big corporation to get tax deductions.
That's crazy.
Which again, call me fucking stingy, but I never give like when you're at a cash register
Mhm.
and they ask you like, do you want to round up for like X amount of money for St. Jude's? And I'm like, no, I'm not helping you with your tax break. I'd rather donate, write a personal check to a local charity or a shelter or like animal shelter. I give a lot to animal shelters. Then help a company use this as a tax, use it
Exactly.
for their tax.
So
breaks.
for all the
Crazy.
people that might not know though, for all the people that might not know, they've already committed this money and you guys are just helping them get a tax deduction. So the way that it works from a corporation standpoint is they pledge X amount of money as a tax write-off, and then your 10 cents, 15 cents actually don't go to that fund because they've already pledged it. They've already given it. So you're just giving that money back to them with the tax deduction. So for the people that don't know, please do it yourself. Please just, put a thing like a little bucket where you can do all of your coins and then take them to your bank. And then whatever you get off of that, then you write a check to your, preferred charity. But yes, please don't do that because it's actually not going to where you want it to go to. You're actually paying the corporation back for the donation that they've already made. So
Absolutely.
FYI. But I'm with Adam though. Sell her PTO for 50%. I'd be like, I'll sell it to you. Like I get, make it interesting.
I do
Money
like
for
that
your
idea.
vacay. There you go. Jameson Pedro says PTO is not to be shared like a side of fries, right? That's crazy. The human fund, money for people.
Katie needs to go into politics. I like that. That's her.
I like it.
Her
Have my vote.
slogans. She can run on that, especially this day and age, right?
I know. But let us know in the chat, everyone, if you have had this happen to you or something similar happen to you where they've asked you for like cover a shift or something like that. If you are not in a position where you can share PTO or things like that, and they've kind of tried to guilt you for that because that's crazy and entitled. I could never.
All right, Marissa. So going on to this really funny life horror story.
Okay.
We're switching gears over here. Okay?
Switching gears.
Oh, and also once again, guys, the link to hop on with us is in the chat. So if you want to hop on Inspiral, just click on the link and we'll get you up. Okay. So this is a very bizarre situation I've never been in before. Sorry for the dramatic title, but it's becoming an actual issue now. I cut off the title, so I don't know what it is.
Oh no.
The things I do, I don't understand. All right. For the last month, it feels like 90% of the time I go outside to my car, an 8-year-old girl and her dog appear and try to interact with me. Sounds cute, right? That's what I thought until I realized it wasn't. The first time she came up to me, she ran from across the parking lot and said, "I think my dog likes you." I thought it was kind of sweet until she got a little too close for comfort, started repeating that same line over and over and giggling very loudly, almost manically. She wouldn't leave me alone until I physically walked away. She even followed me to the apartment door, talking nonstop.
You went to your door with that following you around? No.
I brushed it off at first, thinking maybe she's neurodivergent, no judgment. I'm ADHD and probably more. I didn't think much of it until it became a daily theme. I work from home and go outside a few times a day for breaks. Yes, I smoke, working on quitting. She's always out there with her dog, not a parent in sight. I started noticing red flags when her mood began flipping between happiness and sudden anger. She hits her dog a lot. She'll scream, "Quiet, quiet, quiet," and punch her dog with each word. I've seen her drag the dog while it's pooping, so it has to walk while going, and the dog cries. It's awful to witness.
Aww.
I know. She runs up to anyone outside, delivery drivers, residents, other dog owners, and repeats, "I think my dog likes you," over and over until they respond. If someone has a dog, she'll walk up to them too closely with their dog while their dogs are barking aggressively. I've seen multiple residents literally pick up their pets and speed walk away from her. People have started cracking the exit door and scanning for her before they step outside. There's construction happening next door, and she just hangs out with the workers. I know. I know. They ignore her now, but she'll bring them offerings of handfuls of grass or her dog. It's honestly surreal. When I'm outside and have to smoke, I now drive to spot off the property just to get personal space. If I stay near my car, she'll follow me and stand right in front of it, waving at me in a pageant style, fingers pressed together wave. This little girl's like Davian. I don't even make eye contact. She'll do it for like 30 seconds, just smiling. If I drive into the parking lot, she sometimes chases my car to where I park. Last week, I was sitting in my car listening to music and didn't notice her. When I looked up, she jumped up from a crotch position, face pressed into my driver's side window. I felt like I had a heart attack, but also pretended not to see her because what the fuck. She's out at all hours. Last night, it was 9 p.m. and dark. She was alone with the dog. Today, it was 12:30 p.m. on a Thursday. Shouldn't she be in school? I don't know what's going on. I've never dealt with something like this before. It's gone from weird to uncomfortable to genuinely worrying. It feels unsafe for the dog and definitely even more for her. I'm worried she could walk up to a weirdo and something bad could happen, or she could cause a dog fight and her and the dogs could actually get seriously injured. Is there someone I should call? How do I report this kind of situation without escalating it unnecessarily? I don't want to overstep, but this feels wrong. No, sir. Overstep. Please overstep.
I get that people don't want to make it worse, but the fact that nobody knows where this little girl lives, number one.
Nobody's reported her to like the office, the management. Like, this is crazy.
No, I'm sorry. I'd be like, "I'm sorry, baby. Where's your mama?" And I'm going to go knock and be like, "Take care of your kid," because that's crazy. Like, she could get really hurt. And number two, if I see her abusing the dog, like my inner mom's going to come out. Like my mom's going to come out and I'm going to be like, "Stop hitting your fucking dog." Like, yeah, chancla immediately, right? Like that's insane. But the fact that she's out and she's talking to strangers, there's construction happening, she's talking to them, like that is not okay because you never know who could be out there. I mean, thankfully, all the neighbors there are like, obviously just like ignoring her, but she could put herself in a very dangerous situation. So please overstep. Please go to the office management and be like, "Who does this little girl belong to?" We need to call her mom ASAP or call the cops and be like, look, this little girl's been out here by herself. I don't know where the parents are, and let the parents deal with it, because
I'm
that's not
surprised
okay.
that nobody else has reported this little girl, little Damien out there. I'm surprised that nobody, like, that something horrible hasn't happened to her in this day and age, right? Like, and
Exactly.
thankfully nothing horrible has happened to her. But I would beat that little girl for what she's doing to that dog.
I'd be like,
I
it's
would
my
have
dog
been
now.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think your dog likes me. Yes. Well, I'm going to take your dog away because you don't know how to treat it.
Yep.
Like, I would have lost my shit on her for that alone. And then also would have been like, where do you live? Let's go talk to your mom. Why are you
Yeah.
out here by yourself?
Exactly.
Where are your parents? Like, how come nobody's asking these questions?
Well, the fact that he's going out there multiple times a day and the little girl's still out there on her own, like, that's
Mhm.
neglect. You can just, hey, this girl's been out here by herself. No one seems to be taking care of her. Let it be something happen else, because who knows, something else, something horrible to your point could happen. Let's hope not. But
Mhm.
for her to be that little and to just be walking up to strangers like that, like, that's very dangerous.
I think
Very dangerous.
I just started letting Zan go to the bathroom on his own at 13. I'm not standing by the door anymore.
Waiting, yep.
Well, not at home, guys. Not at home, but in public. But like in public, like, that's crazy. That's crazy that she's out there. And like, in, let's say her parents are completely neglectful, she's being abused, then we still need to call the authorities. Like,
Exactly.
something, this little girl needs to be looked after. Something's happening. Somebody
Something's
needs
clearly
to
wrong.
figure it out. Uh-huh.
Something's clearly wrong, whether it's just neglect or something else is happening. Like, you never know, but you definitely need to report it if you see something. I know it's cliche, but if you see something, say something, not like the, it's not my problem, because that's, especially with little kids, because you never know, especially if she's walking up to everyone. And this is, it seems like it's happening for like weeks on weeks on weeks, where people are like going through fire exit doors and like trying to avoid this little girl. Like,
Instead of getting her help. This is so crazy to me. It's so crazy that people are hiding and like doing all, like, army crawling to their cars and shit to get away
like
from
what
this little girl instead of helping her out. Like, this is like red flags, red alert. Let's all do something. Let's come together as a community. But also, I do have to say that that little girl would be enough for me to quit smoking.
you'd give up the habit. You'd be like, I'm not
Having
smoking
to deal
anymore.
with that little girl and that nonsense, I would have given up. I'm like, fuck it. I'm giving up smoking. Like, this is why I'm quitting, because I don't want to have to go outside and deal with this little, like, Damien.
Yeah, but you have to go out to go get groceries or
No,
something.
yeah.
Like, that's, and like the fact that the fact that nobody's like been really mean or just something worse, right? Because you never know, especially with like her just running around with the dog and going up to other dogs, and you, like, not all dogs are friendly. Like, some of
No.
them could be aggressive. Like, they're protective. Like, you never know. And here comes this little demon running around pulling on the dog. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I would have lost my shit if I was out walking my dogs, because mine, the three get in, like, they now have a little like pack mentality, right?
mhm.
So they'll lose their shit if another dog's coming. And you know what? One of them's a rescue, and she will fucking bite. Like,
Yeah.
she'll fight back.
Yeah.
So it's a very unsafe situation. Again, I'm totally flabbergasted that nobody out there is doing anything about it. Nobody's talked to management. Because again, like you said, the timeline, the stories that he's given seems like it's been a couple months of this nonsense. That she's out at 12:30 a.m. Like, call the fucking cops, do something. Like, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. And again, like, people just putting blinders on, and like, I don't see anything. I'd rather just hide and fucking get to my car ninja style, hiding behind a tree and and
No,
doing
but
like backflips and shit so that this little girl doesn't see me, versus doing something about it.
but then you get all the people go, oh my God, clutching their pearls when something
Mhm.
bad actually happens. And then you have all of these documentaries and all these things throwing at your face and going, oh my God, that's so sad. Well, yeah, because people don't fucking do anything. So
Mhm.
again, I immediately would have been like, at minute 3, I would have been like, where's your mom? Like, where's your mom? Where do you live, little girl? Where do you
Right?
live?
The first day, her following me to my like apartment, I would have been like, no. You can't
Where
follow
do
me
you,
to my
where do you
apartment.
live? Where's your mom?
We got to go call your mom. Like, you can't be
Exactly.
following strange men into their apartments, little girl. Like,
That's
this is fucking
unsafe
wild.
and that's crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I would have fucking bitched out the mom because I'd been like, what's wrong with you? Did you know your little child was out there? Like, that's insane. But we do have some comments in the chat. Let's see. Talkative kids are annoying as hell, says Fluggy.
Fluggy's like me. He's like, fuck them kids.
No, trust me, I had one and it was torture. Thankfully, he's grown up. Put that behind him. But yeah, my little one was like that. Is she a little girl like the orphan who is really 25? I don't think so. Mia says joking, but I would totally get that pup away from her. Yep, agreed. Sal says I'm telling her to stop hitting your dog. Katie says she's acting weird because something bad is going on at home. Maybe, you never know. Adam saying maybe she's homeless.
But then again, we're getting her some sort of help.
Supervision. Yeah, she needs help. Tape say overstep all day. Yep, absolutely. Something horrible might be happening to her. CPS. Unfortunately, most people choose to look away than quote unquote getting involved. Adam with a conspiracy theory saying maybe she's a ghost. Maybe.
And then his last comment put me under.
Says, that's got to be it, Adam. Adam says maybe her name is Luca. She lives on the 2nd floor.
That's hilarious. All right, guys. So there we go. Hours up. That was fast.
That was fast. Super fast.
I just looked at the time.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, we're back next week. Housekeeping. Let's do that. We're back next week with Helencita. Helencita's back on the show. She had to take some time off. She had a lot of work. She was doing a lot of summer fairs with her little side job, her crafting. Which again, we'll have to do a little commercial for her next week when she's here. So you guys can buy some of her signs because they actually are so freaking cute, so well made, and I will have it in hand next week when she's here with us. But she'll be back with us, and yeah, that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. If you want to jump onto one of the shows because you want to collaborate with us on a story, you want to share a story, either by jumping on with us for a show, get you scheduled, or you want to send us a story and you don't want us to read it on your behalf, please contact us via DM on Instagram. And our handle is
at I Hate It Here HQ.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so that way we can get the algorithm on our side here on the YouTube screen. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Management schemes and toxic plans. You chose a joke, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears. Erika and Marissa have seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall balls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here, so grab a seat, it's horror premiere. Office gossip, printer jams, management schemes and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears.